how to protect your energy and avoid negativity. So often we're out in the world, we're living our best lives, and something or someone comes and literally drains you of your positive energy. It could be a circumstance that happens or a person that you encounter, and their negative energy comes onto you and you lose the positive energy that you initially started with. For me personally, I know that used to happen so often and still does happen so often where I'm out, I'm in a good mood, I'm in good spirits, and then I'll either get a call or a text message, or I'll encounter someone or interact with someone in the workplace. Sometimes it could even be a stranger that comes and they do something or say something, or I'll see something that literally just drains my energy. And instead of it passing by, it sits on me and it ruins my entire day. This happened so frequently that I actually took the initiative to find out what the best practice was to overcome these situations. You guys don't know me. My name is Bree from Everything Bree. And on this channel, we talk about femininity, personal development, and mindset. If these are conversations that interest you, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post videos weekly about content just like this. So protecting your energy and avoiding negativity. It's so important because so often, instead of letting negative people's influence just roll off of our back like water on a duck, we absorb it like a sponge and it takes over our life force energy. When I was in the process of making this video, I spoke to a few friends and then I pondered on it myself. Like, when things like this happen, what do I usually do? When I encounter someone who's constantly giving me negative energy, constantly giving me feedback, what do? I talk to friends. I ask them, when you guys encounter someone who's constantly giving you negative energy, what do you guys do? And the general consensus among so many people was that, what do? We cut them off. And initially, it sounds like that is an effective solution to the problem. Like, okay, there's this person, or there's this place, or there's this circumstance where I'm constantly getting negative emotion from. It seems like a viable option to remove yourself from that kind of situation, right? And when I dived a little bit deeper into the topic, I was like, you know what? It sounds good, but in actuality, it's a little bit disempowering. And why do I say that? If we're giving others the ability for their behavior, for their words, for their attitudes and their personalities to completely change the direction and change the dynamic of our worlds, to cut them off completely, I feel like that's giving that person a little bit too much power. So just to be clear, if this is a person that is toxic, if this is a person that is abusive, obviously, yes, I encourage you to remove yourself from that situation and separate yourselves from that person. But if it's a person that's giving you constant negative feedback, oftentimes the people who are giving us the negative energy are sometimes the people that we love most. And sometimes the people who are giving us negative energy are people who are not doing it intentionally to hurt us, but only doing what they feel is best. So it's not in our best interest to cut these people off all the time. The better practice would be to receive the information without absorbing it and letting it emotionally trigger you. Today, I'm going to give you some simple but really powerful tools to be able to let this negative energy bypass you, not absorb it, and you can continue being the light that you want to be. First, I'm going to say to adapt and adjust your expectations. What does that mean? That means don't be surprised when some people give you negative energy. Oftentimes, people give you negative feedback or tell you something that you feel like is negative, but they truly feel like their perspective is right. They're someone who sees the world from a cup half empty perspective, and they don't see the world from your point of view. If you have a goal, or if you have an idea, or if you have a plan or a dream and you share it with this person, oftentimes they're telling you it can't be done, you shouldn't do that, but what if? because that's their limited beliefs and that's their perspective of the world. That's their cup half empty mindset and their cup half empty perspective that they are putting onto you. And it's not your responsibility to receive it. If every time you talk to a person and you share with them an idea, and every single time you share with them that idea, they give you negative feedback, why are you surprised when they do it? Instead, adjust your expectations, adapt your expectations for this person, and just know when I share whatever it is with so-and-so, they're going to give me negative feedback, and don't let it upset you. Don't let it affect you. Instead, I encourage you to have empathy for these people. Why? Our eyes are not cameras. Our eyes are projectors. And by that just means that we're seeing everything from our own point of view. And our point of view is determined by our childhood, our life experiences, our fears, our beliefs, our culture, our upbringing. All of these things come together to create our point of view. So if you have this positive perspective on life and someone else has a different perspective on life, it could simply be that they've encountered a lot of hardships in their lives, or maybe they had a very turbulent childhood, or maybe they have had a lot of failures. When they're telling you negative feedback, it's not because they're trying to hurt you. Instead, they're trying to protect you oftentimes. So if you adjust your expectations with people, then that will help you avoid being disappointed. The second way to protect your energy from negativity is to resist the urge to problem solve. Yes, I know it sounds as if I'm telling you to do something that literally goes against the way that your mind works, because we're sometimes wired to want to solve problems. But oftentimes when people vent to you, they're not asking you to solve their problems, okay? And I want to tell this especially for my girls, for my ladies out there, because when we jump into problem solving mode and try to solve the world problems, we're really going into our masculine energy, and it is not the best case for us. Let's dive a little bit deeper in this. Someone calls you and they're complaining about the same thing that they've been complaining about for the last forever, right? And instead of just listening and receiving the information that they're giving you, you absorb it, and then you reflect, and you're trying to help them solve the problem. They call you to tell you about their car that they hate so much, and they just can't wait to get a new car, and oh my God, I hate my car, and blah, blah. And you're like, oh, well, have you looked at this website? I saw my neighbor next door is selling a car. Oh, and I see that the car prices are going down or whatever. And you jump into Superman, masculine energy, let's save the day mode. And they did not even ask you for help, because you are not a car salesman. If they wanted help, they would call a car salesman. So they do not see you as an expert in that field. They are not calling you or venting to you because they want your help. In fact, you're giving them unsolicited advice. I would encourage you that the next time someone calls you with negative energy and they're just dumping all of this information on you, and you feel the urge to problem solve, take a deep breath and just listen. Just listen to them vent. And just listen, and then you can say something along the lines like, I'm so sorry you're going through that. What do you think the best thing to do is? What are you going to do? These are questions that then turn it around, get this person in their problem-solving mode, and then they can help themselves. Because why, my friend, why are you trying harder to solve their problems than they are? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. My number two, and I feel like this is probably one of the most important ones, is to resist the urge to problem solve. And when I say this, I mean this especially for my ladies. Don't go into your masculine trying to save the world. Use your masculine energy that you were blessed with to save yourself. Use that to hone in on your own goals, focus on your own plans, and use that life force energy to make yourself and your family better, and not go trying to solve everybody's problems when they did not even ask you for your help. Number 3, and this one is really important. Guys, do not argue your point. Do not argue back. If you have a point to prove and they have a point to prove, and both of you are butting heads, there's never going to be a resolve when you guys are both in confrontational energy. If you say something and someone automatically rejects it and gives their opinion, just let them, okay? Do not go back to them and try so hard to prove your point. What they're doing at that time is sucking you into their negativity. What do they say? Misery loves company. Think about it this way. Humans are wired to connect, right? And when we connect, it's so good. We have shared interests, we have shared ideas, we're getting along, we're exchanging energy in a positive way, and everything is good. We're releasing so much oxytocin, which is a reward that our brain gives our body when we're in this connection and happy place. However, once the negative energy starts to rise and the stress starts to build, and there starts to be some resentment and some hard feelings involved, then guess what? Our body is releasing cortisol, which is a stress hormone. And when we release cortisol, that is literally our brains telling our bodies to look out for threats in the environment, and we're literally going into a survival mode. This is not the kind of mode that you want to be in, especially if the relationship with the person that you are having negative energy exchange with is someone who you value. This is the time to take a step back and revisit the conversation at another time. When someone is spilling their raw, unfiltered, unedited emotions on you, negative energy, you are not obligated to receive that energy. You can just let it roll off your back like water on a duck. You have the right to say, thank you so much for sharing, but I don't want to continue this conversation. You have 2 feet to remove yourself from the area where the negative energy is stirring up. You have a point your finger to hit the end call button on anyone who is ruining your positive energy. Because guys, our energy is so important and it is very valuable. Energy is literally our life force. Energy is health. Energy is how we are able to accomplish our day-to-day tasks and live in our best lives while we're here on this planet. So do not let others suck your energy. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed sharing this information with you, and I hope that you learned something so that you can use and practice in your lives to protect your peace. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on my next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.